All right, step one, shedding the shame. When I was reading this first, I thought shredding the shame. I like that too. Let's just shred shame. Let's get rid of it. We're going to show you how to get back your worth, your self-worth. So, man, sometimes the hard part is being stuck in the basement of your feelings. Have you ever felt that way? It's like, man, I'm stuck at the bottom. I'm not in a good spot. I don't think people like me. I don't like me, right? When we're stuck in that low place, we call it guilt. We call it shame. These are not only not fun emotions and feelings, they're not useful. They don't help, right? No one's ever been like, man, I feel so terrible. Life is great. I've got so many good things done and so much going for me now that I'm stuck in these awful feelings, right? So, this is like, hey, I'm in the basement. We're going to show you how to take a step up, how to move to the next level. So a lot of times, the way we grew up, experiences in life, things that happened, we end up carrying these burdens on our shoulders. We get weighed down. The hard part is we're saying, hey, I didn't ask for this. I didn't want this to happen. This just happened. When we carry those burdens that life throws on all of us, I want to tell you, one of the most dangerous things that you can believe is that, oh, I'm the problem, right? There's this idea of taking responsibility, taking ownership and saying, yep, I'm going to take care of this and move forward. That is not this. This is saying, you know what? I'm the problem. I'm the cause of all the bad things in the world. That's just not true, right? Same thing if you're thinking, man, I'm the hero of everything. Like all the good things, the world keeps spinning because of me. That's not healthy. Well, if you would agree that's not healthy, we should also agree thinking you're the problem for all these things, that's not healthy or helpful either. So in this lesson, what we're going to do is dismantle. We're going to take apart this lie. We're going to destroy it. That, oh, you're the problem. Number one thing I want you to do is say, hey, I'm worth it. And when you put some of these effort, like we've been talking about, like, hey, I'm gonna change my belief. I'm gonna make some choices. I'm gonna move forward and take some action, and things will change. We're gonna work on that foundation, that number one thing in the basement on the floor, right? Beliefs. If you're saying, hey, I'm not worth anything, I'm worthless, I'm helpless, I'm the problem, no one likes me, like all those negative beliefs don't help you. So we're going to fix that first. Everyone gets that, right? You understand. We're fixing the floor. And what we're going to do is go on a little bit of journey around your self-worth. So the most important thing for your beliefs is beliefs don't always have to be true, right? Like we all grew up believing in the tooth fairy, right? We believed in these things. Was it true? No. Was it fun? Yeah, right? You get some money under your pillow for your teeth, right? Beliefs don't always have to be true to be useful. So you might say, oh, it feels like it's true that, I'm the problem and I did this. Well, if it's not useful, if it's not helpful, we're not going to agree with it. Because it's what we agree with and say, yeah, that's true. That's what brings power into our life and puts power out from our life. So be very careful what you agree with, what you say, yeah, that's true. And we're going to change those things that we're agreeing with. So in order to get unstuck from feeling guilt and shame, those are some heavy emotions, right? They literally feel heavy. Have you ever felt that? Or like you're in your feelings and just, oof, you're weighed down by them. Those emotions are bad things. We can literally feel that in our body. Our mind thinks the thoughts and our body responds. We can still feel like bad things are happening to us just because something bad did happen to us. Right? Some of those things, they could make us feel small, worthless, rejected. People don't like me. People don't want me. Or it even can feel like, yeah, that happened. It just drains my energy. Well, I want you to understand, if you understand that your thoughts, the things you think, your feelings can make you feel that way, again, what did we learn last lesson? You're in control. You can make choices. If you can direct what you're looking at, these things, and it brings you power, it brings you energy, you can change that to something else. And you could do that same thing with, hey, when I think these thoughts, when I feel these feelings, and when I change what I'm looking at, all of a sudden things are better. I have options now. I can make a good choice. So do you see that? If I can do it one way, I can do it the other. You're a talented person. You're designed with purpose. You're unique. You have these capabilities. Give yourself credit. You're smart. So take these ideas. Let's be willing to look at something a little different. So we're starting with some of these tough emotions to deal with. They can be hard. You might be saying, I don't like looking at that stuff. I'd rather just ignore it. Well, just because you ignore a problem doesn't mean it's going to get better. Throughout this lesson, we're going to show you ways to move through those feelings. So you don't have to stay stuck. You only stay stuck if you ignore it and just pretend, oh, well, that's not there. I don't see it, so it must not be there. We all know those things hang around. So if you're willing to look at it, move through it, make some new choices, your life will be different. Your life will be better. So bad feelings do happen, but I want you to say what we said in lesson 1. I'm powerful. I'm in control, right? Those bad feelings are not in control. We stay stuck when we let the bad feelings control us. So you can make the decision and say, guess what? I'm in charge. I'm in control. I can choose what I focus on, what I look at. Do you believe that's true? I want you to know it is true. And again, just like with the nose breathing, you are in control. You're more in control than you would believe, so give yourself credit. So let's work through how to release those things. So you might be saying guilt, shame, right? Those sound like real emotional words, very cool. What does that actually look like? So, imagine your day-to-day life. Maybe you're at school, at home, things are happening. It can be normal to feel those strong feelings, to all of a sudden, hey, I'm anxious, I'm stressed, I feel angry, I'm frustrated. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm feeling vulnerable, or I'm like, I feel like I want to cry for some reason. These feelings are only harmful if we ignore them or if we stay in them too long and just stay stuck. If we know how to move through them, we can take back control. We can get in baseline. So when you start to think it's that you're normal, like, hey, I'm always this feeling, I'm always in this mood, that's when those things start to stick in you and drag you down. That's what leaves you stuck on the basement floor. And when you're in that position, right, we all feel like, man, I'm not helping myself. I'm not helping other people. I'm not helping the people I care about, my friends and family. So our goal is to help you avoid getting stuck here. Notice, I'm not saying to avoid these feelings, right? It's normal, it's good, it's healthy to feel your feelings for the appropriate amount of time. We don't stay there. We don't hang out in there. You deserve to live a life that is awesome, that is fun, where you can move through these emotions, these feelings, and have a great life. You deserve that. Whether it's your fault or not, whether you caused the things to happen in your life or not, you can choose to move forward. So again, I want you to understand you're valuable. You're worth it. And more than anything you can imagine, you have so much to offer the world. So that's why I want you to see these tools we're going to go through. And again, don't trust me. Work them. Use them. So what do you already know about guilt and shame? Think about it. Like, I know they're not great feelings to feel, but let's look at them and then let's take a step back. I don't want you to be all in them, but when we feel shame is just this real negative feeling. Like, I'm not good enough. I'm worthless. You ever feel it? That's what it sounds like. You ever made that noise from in your belly way down here? We're like, that's that feeling, right? It's so deep down inside. That's what shame does. Shame's usually this thing that other people are putting on us, or when we're worried about what other people are saying about us, thinking about us. So the hard thing is it's us trying to imagine what other people are thinking and then taking that on and say, well, I must be worthless. There's something wrong with me. Have you ever asked yourself that? Right? There must be something wrong with me. So that's shame. We reject shame. Shame is not useful. Shame is not good. No one ever accomplished anything great because they were so ashamed, right? So there's a difference between shame and then guilt. Guilt is something completely different. Guilt is like, hey, I did something wrong. I made a bad choice. I feel that, but it moves me to action. Like, okay, I need to make it right. We've all had that with a friend or a family member. someone at school or in sports, like, hey, I made a mistake. You notice that energy? It's that up here energy. Even when you say it up here in your throat. Shame is way down here. Guilt is, yeah, I messed up. You know what? I got to make it right. I'm going to go talk to them. I'm going to make it right. It's as simple as, hey, I'm sorry. Yeah, that not great. I messed up on my end. So I'll do better in the future. I'm sorry. Like that moves you towards action. That's how you can tell it's guilt. Guilt moves you forward. You want to get out of guilt, right? Shame wants to pull you back down and stay there. So do you see the difference? Shame, guilt. So like we said, one's more bringing you down, wanting you to stay. I want you to be in that mindset of, I'm moving forward. I'm changing. There's new things. There's better things. There's good things in front of me. I'm making a choice. I'm going to keep moving forward in that. Be in that mindset. So like we said, we think a lot of times these ideas are ideas, so they're in our brain. But where do you actually notice those ideas, right? They're in your body. Shame drops down here. You can literally feel it down here. Guilt can be on your shoulders, literally like, oh, I can feel it there. Isn't that wild? So the number one thing I want you to notice, stay with me, is that you notice it. Okay? You can notice your feelings. Feelings, shame, guilt, these types of things don't have to direct your life. They don't have to be in the driver's seat of your life, taking you places you didn't want to go. The minute you say, oh, I see that, I notice that I'm doing this, or that I feel this, or that this is on me, the number one tool you have is awareness. When you notice it, then you can do something about it, right? When I see my beliefs, when I see that in motion, then I can make a choice. So listen, you can always make a good choice, even if you're not in good circumstances. So, do you want to break free from these emotions? Do you want to break free from guilt and shame? We're going to show you how to do that. We only stay stuck in those things if we don't notice them. If we just wallow in it, we stay stuck in it. That's what holds us back. The minute you notice, you can take a step back and say, I'm not falling for that again. Once you realize what you're feeling, you're no longer trapped by it. You can begin to look for other options and start taking a step forward. There's a quote I love by Marcus Aurelius. He's this Roman general, and he wrote all these diaries. Like, you feel bad for the guy. Like, he didn't know how long ago that he's writing all his personal diaries, and thousands of years later, millions of people are going to be reading them, right? The cool thing is this guy is like, he's the achiever. He's the emperor. He's a great general. Everyone loves and respects him. And we get to read his journals and go through all of his thoughts and be like, man, he dealt with that. He felt all those feelings. Like, he's like the number one dude in the empire. He's feeling that too? Yeah. And he's got so much wisdom. So listen to this. He said, the mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacles to our acting. So I'll explain that. I know there's a lot. He said, the impediment to action advances action. Ooh, do you feel that? Do you feel that when you read that? You get hyped. Like, I feel that. What stands in the way becomes the way. I want to encourage you. This is a key lesson. So listen here. When you understand that life is happening for you, not to you, like, oh, all this stuff is happening to me. No. When you realize that life is happening for you, you can look at those things that you're going through and say, this is hard, but this is for me. This is good for me. This is what I want. This is what I need. He realized that. Again, emperor, he's the king. He's in charge. All of Rome, like the biggest empire. And he had to go through all of these hard things. And he said, our mind can adapt. It can take that bad thing, the horrible thing, the obstacle, the challenge, the thing that we've been trying to avoid, we've been trying to hide from it, all the difficulties and the things that we're like, man, I just wish that wasn't there. He's like, you can have a flexible mind. You can see that and say, oh, buddy, that's for me. That's my thing. I'm going after it. And I want to encourage you, that's what your life is built on. Your purpose is that. There are things that you will notice in this life that will bother you. And I don't mean like itchy clothes or something. I'm talking about like, hey, I'm not okay when one of my friends is picked on. Okay, I'm not okay with that. right? That's your thing. That's an obstacle. That's something you see in the world that you go, that's got to change. And you can be the one that says, I'm going to change that. So we're going to start right here in our life, take responsibility and say, hey, that's my thing, okay? That's the problem. I see it. I notice it. Our first instinct is going to be, oh, we should run away. We should go hide. But he figured it out. Like, he faced so much hard things in his life, things that happened to him. And he was able to say, oh, that obstacle, that wall in my way, that's actually the way. I'm not looking for the easy path in life. No good story ever happened with, hey, there was a great guy, nothing happened. The end, right? Great story, right? Oh no, that's a terrible story. You'd never watch a movie like that. So I want to encourage you, you're the author of your story, and you might be saying, well, Luke, you really don't know my story. I've got all of this. I want to encourage you, that's the makings of a great story. But I want you to realize you get to write your story. You may not have put everything in you wanted up to this chapter, and you're saying, boy, I want to get to the next chapter as quick as possible. I'm here to tell you, you can do that. As a matter of fact, you will do that. So when you see that thing in your way, I want you to go, oh, that's for me. That's the mountain I'm going to climb. All right, you excited? He says, the impediment to action advances action. The thing that gets in my way makes me want to move. It makes me want to go after it. It makes me want to be more, to do more, to accomplish more. If you feel that inside of you, know that it is true for you. Even if you're just saying, I get that, I can see that a little bit in my mind, I want you to be excited about that. That's what life's all about, overcoming the hard things. That's how you know, I can do this stuff. You can build your self-worth and say, yeah, I see that stuff. I bet you probably take it for granted. You don't even realize it, but there have been hundreds of times in your life when there have been hard things that you were able just to go through and say, yep, true, I'm going to keep moving forward. There have been people who said things about you, done things to you, and you say, yep. Was it great? No. Was it fun? Not really. Do I want to do it again? No. But guess what? I'm moving forward. Why? Because I'm strong. So give yourself credit. You're strong. You kept moving forward. You've passed through so many hard things, and that has been the training ground to get you where you need to go. So I don't know. That quote fires me up. I hope you're fired up too. So that's the concept, right? Those struggles, those obstacles, those walls in our way, that is the way for how we're going to get over that. So let's put this into, let's do something about this, right? Great idea. We love it. We're excited. I'm excited. Hope you're excited too. I want you to get out a pen and paper. We're going to go through this exercise. Again, I want you to get a piece of paper, and you can do like top half, bottom half, whatever works for you. And on the top half, I want you to write out things that you might feel unworthy about, things that you might feel not good about, things that you might feel ashamed of. Any area. Hey, I'm not good enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm way too tall. I wish I was skinnier. I'm way too skinny. Whatever it is, all those things. It could be, I wish I was stronger. I wish I could be cooler. I wish I was better at sports. I wish I felt not triggered when people said things to me. I wish I wasn't so sensitive. For me, I wish I wasn't so sensitive. These are things that make me feel not good enough. Okay, and again, be honest. This is just for you. No one's going to be looking at this and checking and saying, oh, wow, I didn't know that about you, right? So write those things down. Now I want you to write down 3 facts that show how your feelings of shame might not be true. So, for example, we were saying some things in there. Everyone exists on a spectrum, right? There are people who are like, man, I am way too tall. I feel weird. I feel lanky, uncoordinated. And then there's someone else. You probably know, right? You're like, oh man, I wish I was taller. I wish I was that tall. We all think that there's something else or something on the outside. If I was somehow bigger, different, stronger, more adaptable, if I was more handsome, more athletic, if I was more artistic, there's just different ways. And we always think, oh, it would be much better if I was some other kind of way. But realize you were made a specific way, right? As a matter of fact, you want to know a secret? Here, lean in. It's always those quirk things that don't fit in with everyone else. That's your unique advantage. That's your secret, man. That is like the top secret weapon that no one knows about. That actually, it's not even fair how that is a tool for you to use, right? Think about that. If you say, oh, I'm small, but I'm quick. I'm way more agile than other people. Hey, I'm taller. I wish I wasn't this tall. Maybe I'm really tall. I can see things other people can't see. I can reach to heights that other people can't. So think about how you might be thinking, oh, if it was the other way. Think about what is the strength? What's the good thing about how I am? Those things, oh, I wish I was taller, stronger, faster, better at spelling, whatever. Think about how that actually can be a good thing. So it might be a stretch, but think about how it's a good thing. Okay, after you've done that for each of those things, like, oh, I feel not good enough and I wish I was XYZ. Now that you've kind of looked at it on a different way, say, hey, maybe this height is actually very useful for certain things. Actually being this way gives me I can look at things different, right? When you can see that, I want you to take a step back and notice when you're in shame about, oh, I don't feel good enough. Do you see how toxic that is? It's just like this weird thing we put on ourselves. Sometimes other people put it on us, where we feel icky about just the cool things about us. Like, there's someone out there who's like, I wish I was cool like that person. You won't see that. I know you might say, oh, no one would really think that, but you're so unique. And that's the special thing about you. Like, be excited about that. So did you see how it's kind of this weirdly negative thing we'll put on ourselves? But the cool thing is I don't know about you, but when you stop believing that thing, that it's bad or negative, right, all of a sudden you feel like, why was I even thinking about that? I didn't have to think that. There's no reason for me to be that way. Like, it can just be cool. I can accept it. So you don't need to feel shame and icky and stay on that bottom. Okay. On that bottom half of the piece of paper, next. Again, be honest. If we can be honest about negative, we can be honest about positive. Write down 5 great things about yourself. They say, hey, this is my secret weapon. This is my ace in the hole. This is my superpower. Write 5 great things about yourself, even if it's small. Hey, I'm really kind to strangers. I'm the type of person, I always hold the door for people. If there's someone new in the room, I'll go introduce myself just to make them feel welcome. Maybe you're saying, hey, I know how to get people to move. I know how to talk to people. These are great skills. You might say, oh, that's just a little thing. I can't write that down. No, that's your secret weapon. That's a superpower, right? When you can see those things as the superpowers that they are, I want you to look at all of them. When I ask you to write 5, maybe you got more. I want you to say, wow, I'm the type of person who can do these things. I'm great with people. I care a lot. I'm really passionate. I'm a big dreamer. I want to be the best I can be. I want to help a lot of people. When you put all those together, do you see how when you line all of those things up and you concentrate it, like we're putting all these things into one thing, you're like, whoa, that is a really strong package. That type of person is someone I would want to be around. Realize that's you, right? When you're looking at that on the paper, see, oh, that's me. Yeah, that's really who I am. So when I ask you, was it hard to come up with some of those positive attributes? It can be hard to look at the negative, but it might be hard to look at all the good things too. I want to ask you, do you need help finding some things? Sometimes the best things that we are inside of us is really hard for us to see. So if there's a friend or some kind of mentor or leader that you trust, feel free to go ask them. Like, hey, what are some things that I'm really good at? Like, what do you notice about me that is a really good thing? And number one, I just want to encourage you. It'll be great to hear. Like, wow, this person really thinks that about me. It can be encouraging. But then it's calling us up. Like, hey, actually, you're a leader. Actually, you're strong. There's more for you. Like, raise that standard for yourself. Like, I expect a little more of myself. I'm this kind of person, right? I'm not the person who's stuck in shame anymore. I'm not that person who feels all that sort of dragged down because of who I am. No, I'm worthy. I'm made good. I'm made well, right? So anytime you feel stuck, anytime you feel that heavy down there feeling, right? I want you to try this exercise out. I know it sounds corny. Get out a piece of paper and a pen. Write down, what are 5 good things? What are 5 things that I could be proud of? And then look at that and say, that's who I am. Because it's true. And remember, just like we talked about, what the things we believe in, the things we agree with, that's what changes everything. If I want to stay super negative and all be all down on myself and I'm only this, guess what? You can make that real. You can make that happen. Maybe you've done that a bunch. Maybe that's a pattern or a habit. I want to encourage you can make a new pattern and a new habit and just say, hey, I'm going to look for 5 good things. I might have to look hard. I'm going to find 5 good things. And I want you to see those things and say, that is true. That's me. That's who I really am. Right now, all this other stuff might be going on, but these 5 things about me, that's the truth. And I'm going to agree with that. And remember, we explained this. Once I have a belief, guess what? I can make choices. I can do something about it, and everything will change, right? So again, that's the belief cycle. What you agree with, you empower. So let's talk about guilt, right? So the cool thing is, let's shake it out a little bit. The cool thing is with guilt, that's got that up here feeling. Maybe as you're going through the shame, you're thinking, oh yeah, I kind of blew it with this one person. Great. Do something about it. Guilt moves us into action. Hey, I could have done better with this person. Great, go do something. What I want you to do is write down, if something's making you feel guilty, get it out of your brain and onto paper. I feel guilty, like I said this wrong thing to my friend. I wasn't good to my little brother or sister. Write it down to get it out. And then what I want you to do is write down something that you want to do to fix it. So once you write it down, it can be as simple as saying, hey, I'm sorry. What I did, not cool. I'm better than that. You deserve better than that. So I'm going to do better next time, okay? And you can say that with sincerity. People appreciate that. You would appreciate that, right? If someone did something wrong to you and they said, hey, that's not me. That's not how I treat people. So I'm sorry. I'm going to do better. That would mean the world to you, right? There's probably some people you could think of like, man, I wish they would say that. You can do that for other people. The great thing is that has an effect on other people, but really when you make it right, you make you a little more right. You get rid of that guilt. You get rid of some of that shame or guilt, all that stuff that can weigh us down. When you make things right, you made it right for them, but you really made it right for you. When you take that action, you get to say, hey, I'm the type of person that if I mess up, I say sorry. I fix it. Am I perfect? No one's perfect. But if I mess up, I fix it right away. I'm that type of person. And I want to ask you, is that the type of person you want to be around? Yeah. We all want to be around that type of people who they're cool, they're doing the best they can. They mess up, hey, let me fix it. Those are the type of people you love being around. And if you're doing this exercise with me right now, I want to let you know you are that type of person. You're doing it right now. So I'm still going to ask you to follow through and say sorry to make it right with that person, but recognize that you can do that. You can see that and understand it because you are that type of person. You're not a person who's stuck in guilt and shame. You're the type of person who makes good choices and keeps moving forward, right? So now that we've worked through how do I deal with shame, how do I deal with guilt, I want you to notice the tools that we're using. We can see how things were, but we're not going to only look at that. If we only look at that, we stay stuck, right? So we look at, what are my choices? What are my options? What can I do? Okay, so when you see that, those are the tools you've always got working. Now that you see, hey, I'm not just going to stay looking at what is, I'm going to see what can I do? What's a new thing? What is a new option, a new plan, something I can move forward in? As soon as you notice, oh, that's how this works, then you know the tool to get unstuck so you're not stuck in guilt and shame. I want to ask you, do you feel like right now you're in a situation that you can't control? Say, hey, I'm literally stuck. If yeah, I want to show you there's 3 things that you can do, 3 actions you can take, 3 ways that you can move out of being stuck into a new future to become the best version of you. 3 ways are, number 1, how you treat other people. That's the easiest. I'm kind to people, not because everyone's kind to me, but because that's the type of person I am, right? Someone's rude to you, guess what? I'm in control of myself. I'm not going to let you and your bad behavior all of a sudden turn me into a negative, mean, angry person. I'm a kind person. I treat other people kind. Why? Because I'm kind. Their behavior's on them. I'm in charge of me, and I make good decisions for me. So that's 1. 2, your self-care actions. So these are the things like, this is how I operate. This is how I do what I do. We showed you the nose breathing exercise. For you, it might be, hey, I'm going to rest. I'm going to drink water. I need to put my AirPods in, my earbuds in, and I need to listen to certain music to get the vibe right. Whatever those things look like for you, find those things for you that just work. And no, that's part of my routine. That's part of my habit. This is a tool in my tool belt that if I start feeling one way, I notice that I can do these things. I can do my nostril breathing and I can change, right? I'm in charge. I'm in control. And the third thing is, so we have, how do I treat other people? How do I treat myself? And the third thing, I think this is the most important. I keep the commitments that I make to myself and to other people. I know a lot of people, this is one of my favorite sayings. I've heard a couple people say, they say, I am my word. If I say something, I follow through on it. Now that's so important for a couple reasons. Number 1, everyone loves trustworthy people. We all want trustworthy people around us. What makes somebody trustworthy? If they do what they say they're going to do. Have you ever had that where someone says, oh, yeah, we'll totally hang out. Oh, when? Yeah, let's do that. And then they ghost you, right? It's like, that hurts you, but really it hurts them in that, they're not the type of person that's a trustworthy person. So the good news is you can make a decision and say, hey, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And if I can't do it, I'm not going to commit to it. I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, for sure. Again, the real reason why that's so important is for other people, so that other people can trust you. But at the end of the day, you need to know that you can trust you. I needed this the most, just a little bit about me. I'd follow through. I'd try to make everyone else happy. Whatever I could do to run around, cheer everybody up or help somebody out. I do all the things for all the people. And at the end of the day, I was miserable. You know why? Because I had things I needed to do for me, and I would put me last. And at the end of the day, it didn't feel good. I didn't feel like a good person, like, yay, me. I run around and help everybody. I realized, I was like, I don't even commit to myself and follow through. Like, there are things I know I need, and I just betray myself. Like, nah, don't worry about it. It's not a good thing for me. It felt bad. But I can make a new decision, right? I realized that. Is there anything stopping me from all of a sudden, like, hey, if I say something, I'm going to do it? No. I literally just need to watch what I say, and if I say something, do it. It's literally that simple. It was revelation for me. I know some of you might be like, what's this? Are you serious? You really struggling with that? So it can be that simple. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And after the fact, you see like, I'm the type of person. Yeah, I'm a person of my word. I keep my word. I'm trustworthy for other people and for me. That is so huge. And again, I want to encourage you, if you're going through this material, and if you're working it, not just listening passively and saying, wow, beautiful information. If you're working this process, you are that type of person. You're willing to learn. You're open. You're listening. You're paying attention. You're working this. Like, you're that type of person. So I hope that you're seeing the options you have, and you're seeing a side of yourself that you've known all along was there. Yeah, there's a part of me that knows I'm a good person because if I say something, I do it. I can see options. I know that there's good and bad out there, but I can still make decisions based on who I am. This is who I am, so this is what I do. I have a good friend, Cody. That's something he says all the time. This is who I am, so this is what I do. I know that you're seeing that part of yourself in the very fact that you notice and hey, there's that part of me. I want you to realize that that's the real you. You can be in feelings and all these other things that we talked about that can drag us down. That might be true in some sense that is happening, but at the end of the day, the real you is that part of you that hey, that's who I really am. I'm a person who keeps my word. I show up for my friends. So again, those 3 things: I treat people well, I take care of myself, and I keep my commitments. If you do those 3 things, life is so good. You feel so aligned. You feel like the real you. And when you can show up as the real you, life is very different. I want you to write something down. I talked about a lot of cool things. We wrote some cool things down. You've heard some cool thoughts. What's sticking out to you? What did you notice different about your feelings as we're talking through these things together and you're writing some things down? Did you notice how your feelings changed when you focused and looked at different things? Are there things specifically that you're looking at and say, oh, that was an insight. That was something I can take with me. Remember, you can control how you feel, what you think, by what you look at. For instance, if I were to stick my head down and I'm only looking at this small table here, and if I'm only looking at that, life's pretty boring. If I'm willing to lift my head up and look around at all the possibilities, life is good. We can do that same thing in our life. I'm only looking at this one negative thing and it happened to me. It might be real, but if that's the only thing we're willing to look at, that's how we stay stuck. If I can lift my head up and look around and see options, I know I'm in control of my life. I can make better decisions. Think of a time in your past when you were able to make a change in your emotions. Remember, what happened right before? So that moment where all of a sudden I felt something and I was able to make the switch, just flip the light switch, right? What happened right before that? What was the action that you took in your life that right before then, oh yeah, this allowed me to be able to say, hey, I can make a choice. I can change what I look at. The reason I ask is when you notice that, that's a strategy that works for you specifically. It's like, hey, that's my thing. That's my tool. When things get heavier, things are weighing on me, or things feel like I'm shut down or stuck, or I don't have a path forward. I don't know where to go next. That's a tool you can say, oh, that's my go-to weapon. That's my go-to thing. That's my go-to tool. So when you notice you can do that, you can flip the switch. You can make changes that quick, right? If I were to all of a sudden show up and say, hey, your favorite celebrity's coming over with $1 million in a bag. Why? Because you won the lottery. All of a sudden you could be down in the dumps like, man, it's kind of a bummer of a morning. And then you'd be like, what? Your emotions can change that quick, right? Use that to your advantage. Hey, this is how people work. This is how I work. Use that to your advantage. So yeah, I'm that in control. I can move my emotions that way. I can be that in charge. So that was a lot. We learned some cool things. You just learn how to be unstuck from guilt and shame. So take that in. Take a minute. Just reflect on that. Think about it. Integrate that into yourself. Like, yeah, I know how. If I'm overwhelmed by those feelings, I notice them, first of all. And now I know I can look at something else and change what I'm looking at. And when I change what I look at, I can make a change. I can decide to do something. Before this, that might have seemed like a great idea, but now you know how to do that. So once you see these things, you're aware of it, you can take responsibility and say, yeah, I see those problems in life. I see those things that are in the way, but be like Marcus Aurelius and say, it looks like that's in the way, but I'll tell you what, I'm strong. That's the way. That's my thing. That's the thing I'm going to conquer. I'm going to overcome. That's my mountain to climb. So, are you open to that today? Are you willing to try that out? Take one thing, just write. Here's one thing I'm going to do. And then I want you to go do it. Right? This is great learning, but doing is even better. So, I hope this has been helpful. Again, I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourself for going through this and being the type of person who's willing to learn and grow. So, awesome. Go do it.